Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle Andrew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 582 for comics originally releasing July the 22nd or 21st or whatever day everybody feels like bringing out comics. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, Drew, we've heard a few things from our listeners, and I really want to see what's going on in the secondary market.
Yes, sir. Jim wants to know, hey, do you prefer Superman or action, or Batman or detective? So I guess he's saying, do you prefer the Superman over action or action over Superman, and do you prefer Batman over detective or detective over Batman? That's pretty easy. I think the real books, the Superman and Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, not so much the legacy old school books, but I like the legit Batman storyline and the legit Superman storyline if you're going with them. While I like the detective stuff and the action and what they stand for and their lineage and stuff. I like it when we get mainline stuff.
If I'm picking two of those, I'm picking Superman and Batman. I'm not picking action and detective.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Alan wants to know, what's the first comic you remember that blew you away?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What issue?
The black and white. When you showed me what they first were, not first print of that old black and white stuff where they were actually blood on katanas and stuff.
Okay.
That blew my mind.
Okay, that's cool. That's very awesome.
Full disclosure, I was young.
Very young. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I guess to blow my mind, blow me away, I would have to probably go to Watchmen in like 1985.
Nice.
And, up to that point, as a kid, I had read like Richie Rich comics and Sergeant Rocks and Weird War Tales. Those were all awesome. And I had, done some Moon Knight and West Coast Avengers, and Secret Wars, I think, was out by then, before then. But when I read Watchmen, I was like, whoa, this is like deep. And, I was like 15 years old then, so I was very young. You were 4. So I could get deep a little bit. I could kind of understand deep, and it was just like, how can a comic book be this cool on so many levels? And I was just like, whoa, this is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and the first comic that I had that like gripped me and kind of changed the way I looked at comics was Why the Last Man.
Oh, okay.
And just the way I craved reading the next one of that and saw the storyline as something I couldn't get anywhere but in comics.
True.
It was something that was one that kind of blew me away as well.
Yeah, that's cool. Those are good.
And then another one, like, it's kind of passé, but we talked a lot about the Hawkeye series that we love so much. Just seeing the way that paneling was done in that, and the way that the art led the book more so, kind of changed the way I looked at things a lot in books. I don't know; those are things that just stand out a lot to me.
Yeah, I was trying to think if it was like anything, like as a kid, any of the ones, like I remember like some of them, like reading some of the scary ones. The scary ghost story comics back but I can't point to like an issue, and I remember being very fond of Richie Rich comics, but I can't point to like an issue or an arc or anything that blew me away as a kid. I just remember being fond of them, so I can't go back. I can't go back very far.
Yeah, I had about half a dozen Weird Wars issues that I like swiped from you, but nothing stands out as something other than those were cray books.
Yeah, they were really cool. But yeah, I can't pinpoint like this blew me away. When this happened to Sergeant Rock.
I remember, what year was Death of Superman?
Oh yeah, that was probably like 89, maybe.
Okay, so I was 8 years old, 9 years old, and the fact that they could kill off a major character, I wasn't plugged in enough to know that he's going to come back and this isn't a big deal. So to me, one of the guys that's invincible is dead.
Yeah.
Was kind of something I was like, wow. And then just seeing the poly-bagged covers and just the sealed, like, this is so important You have to open it.
Yeah, back when that was like a new thing.
Yeah. And again, I was a child, so it was difficult for me to wrap my head around, this is just for tchotchke.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And, right around that same time was Dark Knight Returns. That was pretty life-changing, to see a comic like, whoa, that's some serious stuff there, and that's next level storytelling. So that was another. That's like, but I think that was after Watchmen, so that's probably 86.
And another, like, a caveat, Walking Dead, a series that, as we're going, could just continue to rake money for the next 35 years, and decided to just cut it off, kill their story, say this next one's the good one, we've wrapped it up, what do you guys think? And I was like, wow, I'm shocked by that. That's crazy that they would do that. I'm so excited by they do that. I cannot wait to see what they have here.
Yeah, comics continue to blow me away to this day. Most BKV books do. I think about The Private Eye all the time. In the world we live in right now, with, the whole premise of the thing was people wearing masks and hiding their identity, and it's just a fascinating. It was a fascinating look ahead to what we were going to be up against now, and so yeah, comics still blow me away from time to time, and those are the ones and the creators that I gravitate to because of that.
Yeah,
great stuff. Thank you guys for sending that in. We'd love to hear more thought-provoking questions like those. You can send those to us via email, comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com. Or find Comics Fun Profit on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And reach out to us and let us know what you think and what questions you have, and we'd be glad to address those as best we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Be part of the podcast. Send in your stuff.
We've had some fun looking at the Hot 10 Invest Comics over at Comic Book Invest. And this week is no different because I'm enjoying these a lot. Number 1 this week on their Hot 10 is Spider-Woman number 2, the Jenny Frison 1 in 50 variant.
Huh.
Yeah. So 2 days after it was released, doing very well. And it says, "Am I the only one that thinks this lands outside her top 10 covers?" They don't even like the cover that well.
Yeah, that's not top tier Frison.
Yeah. Number 2 is the third print of Venom number 3.
These third prints are driving me off the crazy wall, man.
It is a good looking. It is a cool looking cover. The ones that came back as 9/8 are selling for $900. That is crazy. So that's first Null on a cover. Strange Academy number 1, the Scotty Young book, is already bringing in $25 to $30 a raw copy. All these first appearances of all these characters that are in this academy. We think this could be something big. I read it, didn't think it was great, but people are enjoying it, so good for them.
There you
go. We've got number 4, The Last Ronin number 1. It's an ash can from Kevin Eastman.
I wish I'd have known this existed. I would have gone out for this because I'm excited about this Last Ronin, and if I knew there was an ash can or something that was available, I would have done. I don't know if I'll reach that high, but man, I like the idea of it.
Where did this exist?
Yeah,
it's selling for $50. It's an ash can. How did you get this? Did you get this from your comic book shop?
Yeah.
Was it a freebie? Well, I don't know. You didn't get it at a show, probably.
No, there's no show exactly.
Then we got Usagi Yojimbo number 1, the Stan Sakai, just because it's going to be an animated series on Netflix. This original is going for $400 for a 9/8. So this is the original from way back in the day. Their second print looks exactly like the first print. no changes whatsoever. That's one of Kyle's pet peeves. Not a big fan of that. So be careful.
I mean, but then it came to bite me on friggin' Hawkeye when all they did was make it purple, and all of a sudden that one's a $90 book.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we would have definitely ducked that back then. So yeah, you're right. So yeah, be careful out there if you're looking for to pick up a Usagi #1 and you find a second print. Don't get that one. Or get it, but don't pay good prices.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Inhumans #5 from 1998. This is pushing $300 for a 9/8. Well, no, they're up to $400. And
early Jiley.
Yeah. Yep. So we have Venom #26. This just came out, right?
Yeah, it just hit.
The A cover is selling in the $10 to $15 range, and the Wednesday variant is also selling about that. I can't for the life of me understand why anybody would want a Wednesday variant, but for those of you who don't know, it just says, what does it say? Wednesdays are for comic sales, or comics are sold on Wednesday.
Comics for Wednesdays, which I thought in my dumb little head it wasn't gonna be that when it came out. There was gonna be a secret cover, but no, it literally is just bright purple, and it says your comics come Wednesday.
Yeah, really stupid. Also, the second print of Venom 25 is just as hot as Venom #26, which just came out. So I steered clear of these. I just didn't see the appeal. Yeah. I was totally wrong. They're doing very, very well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Teen Titans #12 from 2017. We had a Merker on Dolful doing the art. It's a Ben Piercy book. It's been on steadily rising for months. Who was this? This was the first.
This is Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah, first Batman Who Laughs in it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And so it's up to $500, $550 now.
Eric
for a
was
9/8.
Nice enough to go out of his way to make sure I got one of these. He tracked one down for me, so super appreciative of that.
Yeah, so you need to sell that bitch, or get it slabbed.
Yeah, it's got a corner. I don't think I could get a 9/8 out of it.
Yeah. Venom #4 from Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. Last week this was a $15 to $30 book. This week it's a $40 to $50 book. This Null guy is not slowing down.
Jeez.
So, continues to sell. And then Faithless 2, #2, the Tula Lotte variant. I don't know if is that the erotic variant?
Yeah, it's the polybag.
Yeah. This is $20 plus. And we're not sure why it's that high. Some honorable mentions this week go to It Eats What Feeds It, which was our pick last week.
Yep.
One of our picks last week. Selling about double cover just after release, which is awesome. Scout Comics book. You can always trust us to pick up the good stuff. Yep. And then Ghost Comics #6. An 8.0 copy sold this week for about $15,000. The price guide, the Overstreet price guide, has it listed, the value listed at about $621. So it went for about 25 times that for some reason. An 8.5 sold 8 years ago for about $1,500. So it's a little bondage on the cover, bondage in a red dress on the cover, which is appealing to some collectors. But my God,
apparently the Maurice Whitman cover is there's Maurice Whitman people.
Yeah, so that's amazing. I can't believe there's that many Maurice Whitman people around still that are going after those. But that's cool stuff. I love when people go after those. They have these very unique define collections. I collect covers of Nazis or something. Well, that's a bad example. We don't want those people.
Somebody's gonna clip that out of the podcast.
I like this one. If they just they just collect Whitman covers that have bondage scenes on them. That's pretty unique.
There you go.
And they chase them down, and some people even pay $15,000 for them. So pretty amazing.
And it appears that in the comments on the bottom, someone was talking about a lot of the comic shops have the social distancing posters with the two characters.
Yeah.
I do want to get a hold of one of those, actually. Just kind of a memoir of 2020. Get one of those Batman and Robin social distancing posters. I think that would be cool, so I might have to
those are great.
See if I can find one of those.
Yeah, those are great. There's something about masks too, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I believe our FOC email is out.
Yes, indeed. Of course, FOC is the final order cutoff. It's our last opportunity to add things to our order to make sure they are in our pull box when they come out, and we don't have to chase on the secondary market our copy of Venom 26 or whatnot. Of course, Eric is goodly enough to get us these curated for us this evening so we can go through them. These are, of course, due by midday on Monday to make sure we guarantee that we have them. So it's just another bite at the comic book.
And we've been getting lazy because Eric's been pulling 5, 6, 7, 8 of the cream of the crops out of the FOC for us. This time he didn't do it. He's running a little late.
He sent us a note, said, "I'm cutting you off. You got to come up with something on your own there, puppets."
Yeah, he's saying, "Come on, fappers. You guys need to come up with your own."
Fappers? Oh, God.
Aren't we the C4 fappers?
I have not heard it said like that. Oh.
We need a better nickname.
Okay, I think so. Anyways, let's start at Dark Horse.
Where we always start.
That's right. Yeah, there's nothing. They're just doing trades and stuff.
Yeah, nothing.
So let's see what IDW has. G.I. Joe, The Real American Heroes, Snake Eyes Origin #1.
Oh, yep.
This is just kind of it's taking old books and putting them together. So it's a collection of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, 26 and 27 in this. And I'm not sure if it's a new cover, but Snake Eyes is one popular G.I. Joe.
Yeah. The link's working for you?
Yep. Click the blue.
I'm having trouble.
Or hover the blue. Scroll down to the link. The aforementioned Usagi Yojimbo Collar Classics 6 of 7. I don't remember these being of 7 or of anything, so I assumed he'd just go on in perpetuity of this, but it appears there's only a 7-issue run of these recolorizations.
That's the end of it?
Yeah, it says, well, I mean, that's what I'm catching from that. Usagi Yojimbo Collar Classics #6 of 7.
Oh, okay.
So he's just doing that first run or that first trade or that first whatever. And then he's saying, back to black and white.
All right. Well, those probably are going to be a little more valuable than I thought they would be then.
Yeah, a 7-issue run is a nice little pickup thing there, yeah.
Yeah, if there's 300 and some Usagis,
Mm-hmm. And now we will look at Image, and the first thing I noticed is we have Adventure Man 3, and it appears to be a resolicit.
Yeah.
For Adventure Man #3. One sold well, went to a second print. I believe 2's coming out, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. We got Big Girls from Jason Howard doing the art and the writing. It looks pretty good. If you like trees, he did that. They say it's a cross between John Wick and Godzilla with a little bit of Girls, HBO's Girls, and mixed in there. So, if any of those appeal to you, it's a very weird mix.
That is a very odd combination.
Yeah.
And we got Trade for Middle West, 9 for Excellence, and that's about it. far, and Stealth 4 of 6. Stealth's been popular.
Yeah. A very small week from Image here, at least in FOC.
But not from our boys at Marvel, who are back at it again and have a whole slew of stuff they're trying to sell us, starting with more Empire. 5 of 6.
Lots of Empire, yeah, definitely.
More garbage 2-pack action figure things that drive me up the wall. Hawkeye Freefall 5, Ghost Spider 9.
No, I think I've read Hawkeye Freefall 6 digitally. Is that possible?
Yes.
That the digital is that far in front of the... Oh, that's right, because Hawkeye was one of those titles that they were going to abort to digital and then change their mind, and now they're putting them out as print, right?
There you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is Ghost Spider the same way? Was that one of the casualties? That
I don't think that was a casualty. They've been they've been doing well with Ghost Spider.
Okay. Well, I think Venom's 27 should definitely get a look.
Yeah, similar to what Immortal Hulk was doing in its beginning, where you just buy them until it proves it shouldn't be bought. Is probably the same way to look at Venom.
And if the solicit does say a new and dangerous foe erupts into Eddie Brock's life, so if that's not a pre-existing foe, another new character could be something good, and there is a Stegman variant.
There you go. And if there's second prints, always buy them, don't you? If we've learned nothing.
How are we to know?
I'm not sure what the difference is in the Star Wars action figure variant covers #1 and the variant cover of the variant covers that still just shows variant covers. Yeah, it's the same picture. Oh well.
Got some good stuff from AWA Studios. Devil's Highway #2, Old Haunts #3, and Resistance #4, which now looks to be a 6-issue miniseries. I'm not sure that it always was. I liked all of those books, so enjoy.
So Strange Academy has a second print here.
Okay.
We don't get people in art. It was one of our hot books from our friends at Comic Book Invest.
It was #1 though, wasn't it?
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, this is this is #2 second print, so maybe.
Yeah,
that's right. Sorry.
Still could be valid.
Yeah, still could be.
And then at Boom, we have Alienated, which is a good series. We do have a second printing for Faceless 2 #2. That's a good looking book. Another Something is Killing Children, the 9th issue there. Hoping they wrap this one up. It's kind of not going anywhere right now. At least the last one I read wasn't. But still a decent series. As we look at Vault gives us No One's Rose #4, which I'm not familiar with, and we get another stab at the Free Comic Book Day book for Hillbilly Lizard of Rusty Creek Cave from Albatross Funny
Books.
Books.
That's Eric Powell Hillbilly.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So you make sure you get that if you have the ability to. With a good LCS like Cowabunga.
I don't see anything I care about in Dynamite. Drawn and Quarterly has a whole bunch of high-end books that are usually too smart for me, it looks like there.
Yeah, you could get a little Lulu No Boys Allowed Free Comic Book Day for 30 cents if you wanted to.
And we have a few Aftershock books. Animosity at its 28. Join the Future, number 4. And Undone by Blood 5.
I read all
solicits of the other ones.
I read all 3 of those. They're very good. I say. Another free comic book day offering from Oni. The Super Mikado mixtape is available.
That is all AG.
Yes, very all AG.
And we also have a free comic book day 2020 Blade Runner.
But aren't those
Titan.
like? Don't we like the fact that they're trying to get kids to read comics?
100%.
Yeah. So, what's better than a free book, or almost free book?
Did you talk about I Make Boys Cry number 1?
Oh no, I did not. What is that?
Absolute Comics Group, Benny Powell, an artist named Crease, Jamie Tyndall on cover, from the creators of White Widow. This is the finale in a 2-part crossover event that begins in White Widow, number 5, and ends here. I Make Boys Cry is a group of Black Ops assassins who use the latest in high-tech weapons combined with a martial prowess that begins from the time they're little girls. Will White Widow be tough enough to join them or die trying? So it sounds like it's spinning off of something we were not on, so I don't know if there's anything there or not.
No, there isn't. No, that's a pass. It's a hard pass.
Yeah, neat looking cover B, and there's a lenticular wraparound, little cheesecake on the C. So
yeah,
nothing there for me, I don't think. And then actually, there's this listed for White Widow. All right, now the DC comics.
Yeah, all kinds of DC offerings from UCS, not Diamond. And Eric said it before, and I'll reiterate it here. We shouldn't care. We shouldn't care where the LCSs get their comics. We should just care if they provide them to us.
Yep.
So because it doesn't really matter. But I can't keep my nose out of the industry business. Watching all this soap opera stuff happen behind the scenes is fun.
Mm-hmm. Nice looking Brian Middleton on that Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah?
Or Joshua Middleton. Not sure why I said Brian. But kind of boring. Boring DC for me.
Yeah, it's a little light of anything with any kind of real spec worthiness, I think.
The finale of Wonder Woman Dead Earth, which I read the first one, and I think now that they'll all be out, I'll run back and finish it up.
Yeah, I haven't finished I think I'm halfway through the last issue of Dead Earth, and I think it started stronger than it's finishing. Maybe that's me. That's me, though. Anything else in FOC, or does that cover it?
That's going to be it.
Then let's slide over to our good friends at Cover Price, and they have curated a top 10 and a top 20 basically of the things that they've found on eBay and what the hot things are selling there, and we like to take a look at those and see what those offerings have to tell us about what's coming up. Kyle, you doing the first 10?
I'm going to start us off this weekend. Number 1, we have Thor number 5 from just a few weeks ago. The Black Winter, still super hot, landing on top of the spot this week. Standard cover sold 69 copies, up 163%, with a high sale of $125 for a 9.8. We also, at rank 2, have Blue Beetle number 3. Not a lot of Blue Beetle sightings. The first Peacekeeper, Christopher Smith, has been teased by director James Gunn over the past several weeks. This character is thought to be a role that John Cena will play in the new Suicide Squad film. This helped move copies. This week, 17 sold, up 556%, $25 for a raw for a Blue Beetle book that nobody even knew existed before this.
A Blue Beetle number 3 from 2006. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's probably a quarter bin book.
Yeah, War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas #1 from last year. Lots of key appearances in this issue, however, with interest around Swordmaster, he appears first on this cover before his first appearance in issue 2. 34 copies up, a 9.8 going for $110. Here we go, we have the Old Guard #1, our boy Rucka, writing that for Image. It's on Netflix, and by golly, it's a hit. #1 in the U.S. Fantastic. Sold 52 copies on the secondary market. Up 150%. 9.8 going for $130. Make sure if you haven't watched and you got nothing else to do, give The Old Guard on Netflix a watch. Feels very Highlander-ish.
Did you watch it already?
Yeah.
Just dropped, didn't it?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
From 1999, we have the Black Widow #1, the Yelena cover. With her Inhumans first appearance trending, Yelena's first appearance as Black Widow is also heating up, moving 13 copies of this now very hard-to-find variant. 7-day trend up almost 500% in and of itself. CGC 9.8 going for $250. Same song and dance as always. Ultimate Fallout 4, 2011. Miles Morales, still moving 56 copies. $1,300 for 9.8. Oh. Ruins of Ravencroft Carnage #1 from a couple of weeks ago. Back on this again. First appearance of Cortland Cassidy, a violent ancestor of Cletus Cassidy, who we know as Carnage, from the 1600s. $27 for Raw. And there's a variant that we're going to see later, and it's rocking around $26. Inhumans #5, of course, from 1999. Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova in the upcoming Black Widow film is set to become the new ongoing Black Widow for the MCU Phase 4. So, as we continue this, 7-day trend up 155%, $400 for 9.8.
Now, is the actual first appearance of Black Widow worth this much?
Yes.
Okay. That'd be weird if that one eclipsed her.
Very weird. Wild CATS #1 from Image 1992. Honestly, we never thought that we would see this Jim Lee Image flagship title land in our top 10, but here it is. News of Grifter, whose first appearance is in this issue, appearing in Batman #100, trending quickly, moving 45 copies, up almost 100%. A high sale of $90 for 9.8. Keep in mind, most Raw sales are around $3. But still, 45 copies of a Wildcats book moving. Grifter's first appearance in the DC Rebirth era since New 52. And at rank 10, Negan Lives #1. We talked about the gold. Now, by golly, we're going to talk about the silver. $75 for a Raw. Gold, still up to about $180, moving all. And for fun, check out Negan Lives' red foil auction going on. Don't do it unless you want to be depressed.
Is it bad? I mean, is it like super expensive and crazy? And
16 bids, almost $1,000.
And how many of them are there?
It's a great question.
Is it just this one?
Rarest Walking Dead comic ever is how the is labeled.
Well, then that would be just one. Then I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Still 12 hours left, folks. You can
the
you
rarest
can get in on
Walking
it.
Dead comic ever. Only Robert Kirkman knows, and he hasn't said.
That's funny. I wonder if he'll take them to like shows and appearances and like, give them to people that are, super fans or something. If there's ever a show.
But there's more than one on eBay.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Oops, I just killed it.
I'm guessing this must go to certain stores that sell a lot, or random stores maybe. I don't know. It's got to be some kind of retailer incentive because this whole push was about retailers. So that's who got them. I'm guessing.
Es posible.
Yeah. So you're waiting on me.
Yep.
I was slowing things down. Sorry about that. You went down a Walking Dead rabbit hole, and I got lost.
I knew it was going to happen.
Let's see. 11. Venom #3. More Null. First appearance on Fire. A high sale of $450 for a 9.8. Third print sold for $1,000 for a 9.8. Crazy. Jesus. Civil War 2 #4. First appearance of Immortal She-Hulk. Still trending. Sold 33 copies. High sale of $20 for a Raw. Ruins of Ravencroft Carnage #1, the Olivetti variant. Sold 11 copies, had a high sale of $26 for a raw. Black Widow #1, the Natasha cover from '99. I bet we had this one, right?
Yeah.
I bet we had this one. This was, let's see, it sold 19 copies, high sale of $180 for a CGC 98. Thor 5, the Yoon Zombie variant, Black Winter's first appearance, sought after in any cover at all, sold 19 copies, high sale of $40. Ultimate Fallout #4, second print Pichelli variant, same Miles Morales stuff. Ultimate Fallout #2, the second print regular variant, or regular cover A, sold 18 copies, another high sale of $400 for a 98. Then at 18 we have Alpha Flight #1. We talked about this. There are rumors of them appearing in the MCU. Their first full appearance in Uncanny X-Men 121 took off and spiked, and now the first issue of Alpha Flight is keeping pace with 22 issues sold and a high sale of $65 for a CGC 98. Mine is beat up, so I do not believe that will garner me $65. Warrior Nun Areola? No, that's probably not how you say that. From Antarctic Press, 1994. The series landed on Netflix a couple weeks ago. Had some favorable reviews. Not as hot as the Old Guard. It's doing fine. Sold 19 copies with a high sale of $78 for a near mint raw. X-Men #4 from 1992. The first Omega Red, still rumored to be the first X character introduced into the MCU, if you don't count Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Still moving copies with 20 sold and a high sale of $125 for a CGC 98. But these are down from last month, so therefore that's why he's number 20 and not any higher than that. So good stuff there from our good friends at coverprice.com. Thank you for curating that list of hot stuff on eBay. We appreciate that. Kyle, I believe it's time for us to do our sneak peeks at next week. What week is it again?
Well, it depends. I just realized I haven't pulled up the D&D stuff, so we're going to start in Previews World with all of our other books.
Oh, yeah, because, again, yeah. UCScomicdistributors.com /new releases will get you there. For their stuff will come out on the 21st, Tuesday.
Okay, I have it now. I used our old link from those. So let's actually start there. Let's start with UCScomicdistributors.com /new releases will give us 7/21. And let's start and talk about Action Comics #1023. Nobody cares.
Well, that Lucio Perillo variant is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's very good looking.
Don't you think? That's pretty sweet.
Agree. Batgirl 47 has a really cool Terry Dodson Joker variant. Looks like an homage to a playing card. Very cool.
The Giuseppe Camuncoli cover A ain't too shabby. And we've heard news today that Batgirl's ending at issue 50. So get them while they're hot, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Again, this is all Joker War stuff, and man, that's a great looking Matina cover for Batman 95.
Yep.
There's also, of course, the 1/25 Jorge Jimenez cardstock variant, and this is an actual Joker one. So if you're a Joker fan, that's the one to get. They're too high of a ratio for Drew. He does not believe in them.
Was it 1/25?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not paying $50 for a comic. Is that a Joker? Yeah, it's a Joker War variant for the Detective 1024.
Mm-hmm.
That's very nice.
Yeah, very good. Boy, those are nice.
The Joker Harley looks great. $6 book though. Kyle doesn't believe in those.
Not a fan. They exist. I'm happy with them. There's our posters. I wonder if I can order one of these. At the very beginning of the promo ad.
Where'd you see that? Oh, promo items?
Yeah. I can't. I don't have an account. That's very cool.
But you know who could probably get it for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hopefully, I got a guy.
Oh, these are new. Are these new ones? Have we not seen these images?
I think they've been in the books. I think a couple of the books had them as. I've seen them on the internets.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen them too.
Yeah.
Unless these are different ones.
I don't know. I just think they're cool because, go with it.
Very cool. They look good framed.
No doubt. Very good. All right, we've gone through the UCS stuff now. Back to previewsworld.com. Back to new releases. Back to July 22nd, 2020, and starting in Image. A Man Among Ye, second print of number 1.
I enjoyed this a lot.
Adventure Man, number 1, second print.
I enjoyed A Man Among Ye a lot better than Adventure Man, but your mileage may vary on that.
And then we have Chew, not Chew, but Chew.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know, CHEW Chew, a long-running Image series, but for a very cool long time. That was John Layman as well, right?
Yes.
And he finished that up, and now we have CHU Chew coming out with a new series 1, but looks like we're still in that same world.
It's his daughter,
Saffron
I think.
Chew. Yep.
Yeah. I hope I didn't spoil that. I think that's in the solicit.
Yep.
We also have Bliss number 1. This is who's doing this? Sean Lewis and Caitlin Yarsky.
Yep.
Looks pretty good.
Not sure why they're sacrificing Lin-Manuel Miranda on the front cover, but oh well.
Yeah. For did you get a chance to watch Hamilton yet on your Disney
I
Plus?
haven't. I think I want to sit down with the family and force them to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, my wife does not like musicals, but it was really good. I thought it.
But she loved that hip hop.
Yeah, she thought it was good, and I think it's lived up to the hype. I think it's very, very good.
Very cool.
And educational.
There you go. That Texas Blood number 1 going to a second print, very similar cover. Just looks like they changed the collar just a little bit.
Wonderful book. Read it. Read it.
Find it, get it. Get it a first, get it a second. Either way, just find a way to read it. I have to go back and look at what East of West, the early stuff, is doing, because I remember that was a big thing when it first came out, and then I thought it went away, and now I notice they're on trade number 10, so we're still rocking.
Yeah, it's still putting them out.
There you go.
Nothing in Dark Horse for me.
Boy, Middle West is good. Series finale, 18.
Oh, is it?
Yep. To the end of Middle West. Good thing. 18 means there'll be 3 trades, 1 hardcover for it. So, a nice little thing that exists now. Jorge Corona, Scotty Young.
And Lowe's starting a new story arc. Criminy, I thought this ended. Wow.
We keep running into that, don't we?
It happens all the time.
Rick and Remender, write as long as you want. I'm here for you.
Yeah. Get back on Deadly Class. I don't know where that issue is.
Didn't we kill everybody? Spoiler alert.
Yeah, a lot of people are dead.
All I had to do was look at that cover B for Low 23, and I'm back.
Yeah.
I remember that machine. Ooh. Anyways, nothing in our friends at Dark Horse. Let's see what IDW has.
Usagi 10. That's about it.
Yep. A couple hedgehogs, some turtles, a couple transformers. Not bad. A little cover on turtles. Not bad, not bad. Down to Marvel. Amazing Spider-Man, Sins Rising, Prelude, Volume 1. A boy Nick Spencer with Ryan Otley doing the cover. I mean, someone needs to tell me when Spider-Man gets good. I'm not going to do it on my own. But I love that they're letting Boss Logic do covers now. Love that B.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I like that. I think I need that. That's awesome.
Who is the Sin Eater, and why is it so terrifying that he's back? Uh-oh. So I wonder why is the Sins Rising Prelude? What? What is this exactly?
I don't know.
Is this is it? Are we renumbering at number 1? Or is this a new Spider-Man? Makes no sense. I gotta pay closer attention. I didn't realize this was happening. Unless this is just a prelude issue, a one shot, and then we'll go back to the regular numbering when we go to the next Amazing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man's okay. Nothing wrong with it. It's good. Not great.
Good, not great. It's the best thing we can say about it.
Did you read any Empire?
No.
Yeah.
Should I have?
No, I tried. I couldn't get into it. Would your kids like to join us on the podcast?
Hear my wife trying to get my children into bed. Coming home a little late today.
They're wired.
They are. They're just mainlining cotton candy.
Great parroting choices, by the way.
Yeah. Star Wars Doctor. I'm talking about comics. Star Wars Dr. Aphra #2. Beware the Mad City. Dr. Aphra and her new team have tracked the Ring of Aval to a mysterious planet filled with primordial horror. What's worse, the rings may be cursed. I'm sorry, I was thinking Mandalorian, but I got ahead of myself. A malediction that could already be tearing Aphra's crew apart.
You had me at my attention at Mandalorian.
I did. I know. I got excited, and it turns out I just can't read.
Yeah, that's all I had from Marvel.
Yep. Down to Dynamite. Do we care about Green Hornet coming back?
I kind of do, and I'll tell you why.
What? Okay. Sell me.
Scott Lobdell, who did some Flash that was not too bad. And
there's a ringing endorsement.
But Lee Weeks doing the cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of Lee Weeks. And the Red Sonja artist, Anthony Marquez. So, I don't know what the take is going to be on the Green Hornet. I mean, I've checked out a few, barely paid attention.
Yeah.
You know, they were okay, pulpy books. So I'm not saying we don't care at all. I care a little bit. Okay?
Gotcha.
So I'm probably going to check it out.
Very cool. That's more than I thought I would get it from that one.
Yeah, if nothing else, just stare at Lee Weeks' cover.
There you go. Boom Studios, where we have our Faithless #2, second print on the erotic cover. Power Rangers, the Ranger Slayer #1. Kimberly the Pink Ranger is back, and she's evil, and she's been brought in from another dimension.
Oh, interesting.
So we have essentially Spider-Gwen'd her and turned her bad.
Wind #1 goes to a second printing. We do not have an image, so I assume it's a little different.
Here's to hope. And down to our smaller stuff, we have Backfired #1, Source Point Press, Dave Pantano. Hollywood has come calling, and they've given Wally McDermott 5 days to perfect the pitch for his comic, Backfire. If he can conquer writer's block, a relationship in disarray, and a villainous scoundrel of his own creation, he might just stand a chance. Maybe. The odds in Vegas don't look good for this zany, very meta, and very adult superhero comic.
For the most part, I do not like comic books about comics.
Uh-huh.
I don't like meta stuff
Yeah.
for the most part. Now, there are exceptions. I can't think of the book at the top. Oh, the Airboy series. They're not too long ago. That was really good. But for the most part, there was the Brubaker. That was really good too. The Brubaker one. But for the most part, they don't work. They do not work.
I'm in love.
With what?
Kids #5, Gorillaz album cover homage. From Blaze Comics. I love that Gorillaz album, and just seeing that homage cover is awesome.
What are we looking at? Which one is this?
It's the one labeled Kids Number 5, Crystal Ball Gorillas album parody.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that homage like that in that style before.
Yeah, they've done some homage stuff there. I like
Yeah.
what they're doing with that, but that one's just awesome.
We also get Bad Reception number 5. I also thought that book had ended. Billionaire Island number 3, issue 2 just came out a couple weeks ago, so they're getting those cranked out and caught up, which is cool. Very excited about that. That's one of my favorite new series of the year for sure.
From Source Point, we have No Heroine number 1. Frank Gogol on writing. We have an Ahmed Arafat cover.
Mm.
Drugs, vampires, punk rock, clawing her way to her 90th day sober, Kayla sets out to find her missing friend Sid. The one person she knows can keep her on the straight and narrow. The only problem, the gang of heroin-dealing vampires that have him. From the writers of 2019's breakout indie hit Dead End Kids comes a story of a young woman's recovery journey and one hard truth. Not everyone is cut out to be a hero.
We've got the 3rd issue of Hotel. The second issue was almost as good as the first. I thought it was really good, really strong. Something to check out there. And we have Hollow number 1. This is a 4-issue mature reimagining of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And Ichabod Crane has come to the women of Sleepy Hollow to raise up their voices in ecstasy and exaltation.
Heyo.
This is from what comic company? This is Source Point as well.
All right, Drew, from Scout Comics, we have a $7 book, right? Okay? Stay with me. Stay with me. Andrea Muti, Matteo Strukel, with Andrea Muti on art as well. Vlad Dracul, number 1 of 3. Vlad Dracul II, the Impaler, the son of the dragon, was a warlord, voivod, a guardian warrior, and an iconic historical figure who was able to successfully strike fear into the hearts of the fearsome Ottoman Empire. Vlad is an epic story of love and war, a historical ride with rivers of blood, tears, swords, and love and discovery of a man that was perhaps the most famous warrior of his era, that despite the Dracula legends, this is the story of the man behind the myth. So, Dracula is based on an actual man, Vlad Dracul, Vlad the Impaler, Vlad Tepes, a very cruel and evil man that fought apparently during the Ottoman Empire. So we have a 3-issue series. It looks like it's going to be $7 a piece on those.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you talk about that Zira?
I have not done that or Yasmin, either one.
I just accidentally zoomed. Yeah, I think it was Zira. No, it was Yasmin that I was interested in. Scout Comics, Saif Ahmed and Fabiano Mascola. Cover looks really, really good. I like the art style of the cover, and I believe that's probably the interior artist that's doing that. So like that bodes well for the interior art. We've had some good luck with Scout. This is set in Iraq. And it's got some ISIS overtones. So it's a Middle Eastern story. And then she gets reunited with her family in the United States later after these atrocities happened to her in Iraq. So this could be interesting. It could be an interesting story.
Very cool, yeah. Zombie Tramp 70. Who knew you could get 70 issues out of Zombie Tramp?
Right. And they just know they do crossovers. Mm-hmm. They don't stop.
All right, Drew, this point in the podcast where I ask you for your pick of the week. What's the one comic to make sure you run to your local comic book shops either Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whenever things come out anymore, and make sure you are getting?
There was so many Joker War covers from DC. I really couldn't just pick one.
Yes.
So I'm going to go take a stab at Chew number 1. This is Saffron Chew's first appearance. the original Chew got optioned, and Tony Chew's first appearance is well over $100.
Yep. Is
so,
it still?
Yeah, I think so. At least in my mind, it is.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I'm gonna go with Chew, and hope that she captures the hearts and minds of everyone in the world, and it becomes a breakout.
Let's see if Scout Comics continue to do well for us. Let's try this Yasmin #1 from Scout, $4 books. Sound like a really interesting premise on it. Really well done art on it. So you got 2 out of the things that I appreciate. So let's give us a shot at Yasmin #1 from Scout.
Yeah, so 2 smaller press publishers from us this week. No big 2.
Which is odd because that's who's making all the money. Maybe we suck at this.
Yeah, I guess we could have done the 4th printing of a Venom book.
Mm-hmm. But, of course, as Drew said before, be part of the podcast. Send us in your suggestions. Send us in what you're buying, looking forward to, looking for, finding, not finding, or doing anywhere within the comic book worlds. Of course, drop us anything on Twitters, Facebooks, Gmails, all kinds of fun stuff. We would love to hear from you. We thank you so much for joining us. For Drew and for myself, see ya.